Greetings to Madam Joaira. First of all, my name is Hannah.
My name is Kanigesh daughter of Kanisan.
And my name is Waishi.
In this video, me and my team members will be presenting about Wakalah. So literally, Wakalah is an agency, representation, proxy, mandate, authorization, delegation, empowerment. And technically, Wakalah is a contract where a party as principal muwakil authorizes another party as his agent wakil to perform a particular task or matters that may be delegated with or without imposition of a fee. Wakalah implies a kind of delegation by a person of his business to act on his behalf. It is lawful if a person appoints another as his representative for selling or buying, letting or hiring, giving or taking a pledge, for depositing or receiving a gift, for safekeeping, for making a compromise, and for giving an acquaintance, and for making an admission. Next is the evidence, primary and secondary sources. The first evidence is from Al-Quran. Basically, this is from the verse, Surah Al-Kahfi, verse 19. So send one of you with the silver coin of yours to the city and let him look to which is the best of food and bring you provision from it. This is the verse from the Quran that implies the general permissibility of Wakalah. Next is this verse, and the meaning of this verse is aims are for the poor and the needy and those employed to administer the funds. This verse basically indicate assigning of agents for zakat management, collection and distribution. In general, these two verses specify some various types of agencies, which include appointing an agent to buy food, an agent to be the arbitrator, and the agent to collect the charity or the zakat. Next is from Hadith. Urwah radiallahu anhu reported that the Prophet, peace be upon him, gave him 1 gold dinar to buy with it, be an agent for the Prophet. A sheep, but instead he managed to buy 2 sheep. He then sold one of it for 1 gold dinar, and then presented the Prophet with both the sheep and 1 gold dinar that he acquired. The Prophet prayed for him to be given blessings, which is barakah, in all his trade and transactions, and mentioned that even if he sells solid soil, he will definitely gain profit in it. And then the second one is, it is also reported by Abi Hurairah to the effect that the Prophet had sent Umar to be his agent in zakat collection. Last but not least, reported by Sulaiman bin Yasar that the Prophet sent Abu Rafi and a man of the Ansar to accept Kabul, his Prophet marriage to Maimunah binti Al-Harith in his Prophet behalf while he was in Medina before he had left for Hajj, which is representative in marriage. And then the last evidence is Ijma. Ijma, the Ummah had came to a consensus on the legitimacy of Wakalah contract, since there is a great need for it, and individuals are also not capable of catering and handling all of his or her needs, matters and daily affairs on their own without having to resort for the help of other people. And lastly, it is permitted because it is one of the types of cooperation on good deeds and fear of God. Ta'awin alal biri wa taqwa, encouraged in Islam. Next, I'll pass to Kanagesh.
So next is pillars of contract. The contract of Wakalah is dependent on 4 pillars, which is the principal, agent, subject matter of an agency, and offer and acceptance. Next is condition and types. Okay, conditions. The condition of the principal are that he should have full authority of disposing of a matter which he has entrusted to someone else to perform for his behalf. Next, the condition of agent is that it should have the limit of execution that requires sanity and capacity of understanding and discrimination in the agent. Thirdly, the subject matter of agency is to represent the performance of which the agent is nominated. Agency is permissible in each non-disposing perceived by Sharia. Next, lastly, offer and acceptance. This condition might be expressed verbally or by proper documentation or by some other methods acknowledged by customary business practice which does not contradict the Sharia principles. Next slide. Okay, there are two types of wakalah, which is wakalah mutlaqah and wakalah muqayyada. First, wakalah mutlaqah, general agency contract that permit the specialist to follow up on behalf of the principal on any issue, including all technique for discarding resources, gave that the interest of the principal and standard practice in very much noticed. The second type is wakalah muqayyada, restricted agency contract, whereby an agency contract is limited and bound with specific conditions and time requirement, and henceforth the agent has no privilege to abuse what has been convened by the principal. Next question.
Okay, next would be the process of the flow of the application of wakalah. An Islamic financial institution wants to launch a wakalah by al-istima deposit product. In this deposit product, a customer deposits a particular amount of money with an Islamic financial institution on the condition that the money is exclusively invested in instruments that may earn a certain minimum rate of return. The Islamic financial institution will also function as an agent in investing the customer's deposit and will be paid a fee based on the terms of the agreement between the two parties. On the other hand, also, the Islamic financial institution cannot guarantee that the customer will receive at least the projected minimum investment profit rate unless it is demonstrated that the Islamic financial institution was irresponsible or breached the terms of agreement by investing in an instrument that has no ability to create a minimum profit of 5% per year. This is the flow of it shows how it works. The purpose of this flow is the objective is to guideline, the highlight, and describe the importance of operational components of an IIFM developed standardized interbank unrestricted master investment of wakalah agreement. These guidelines are not meant to be exhaustive, rather that they were created to provide clarifications on essential operating issues. In many circumstances, the analysis will aid in identifying critical issues that the contract's counterparty should address further. And next. Okay, the first steps with short-term scheme, participants remain at the actual owners of the takaful fund. Then the takaful operator acts as an agent, manages the fund and on behalf of the participants, entitled to agency fees, also remuneration and performance fee commission. The agency fee is rated annually in advance in consultation with the Sharia committee of the company. Performance of the rate of performance fee related to the level of performance is given as an incentive for good administration and governance of the participations fund. So this is for the short-term scheme, which is just a short way from the participants goes to takaful investment. Then it has an agency fees there and straight can be go to takaful operator, or there's another way from going to investment profit, then you can get claims through takaful or reserve. And third way is straight from profit can go to takaful operator. Next step is for the long-term scheme. This is a bit quite long because they have certain things. They have to have account savings additionally and special account, which is tabaru. And then only they can go for this takaful operator to have this kind of agency fees, claims, retakaful, and reserve. That's all for this flow of the applications. In conclusion, Wakalah is a protection which indicates redress on behalf of others. Wakalah is a legal term that refers to a contract in which one person allows another person to perform a specific legal action. It's an agency contract which implies that you are doing your labor or providing service on behalf of someone else. An agent who is a person who charged or develop contractual and commercial relationship between a principal and a third party. An action is taken on behalf of the principal by an agent is considered as an action that requires to do certain duties, which is the principal lacks time, experience, or ability necessitates agency. When a person lacks the skill or experience to do a specific activity, such as because of distance or size, agency is required. Service representation and the capacity to act behalf of the principal are three basic characteristics of an agency. Within the principal's incentive structure, an agent may be paid a certain amount of services done. Finally, Wakalah is a non-binding contract. The principal or the agent may withdraw at any moment by mutual consent, unilateral termination, discharge of obligation, destruction of the subject matter, or the contracting party's death or loss of legal ability. If the agent enters into a contract that is in violation of the agency's terms and conditions, the contract is not binding and the principal and its validity is contingent on his consent. It is binding on an agent if he concludes a contract that appears to be in violation of the requirements, but it is beneficial to the principal. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.